Hey everybody, it's Matt with The Easy Life, and today we're going to be replacing the high pressure oil lines that goes from the high pressure oil pump to the oil rails on my 2000 Ford F-250 Superduty. The kit I got from eBay includes the two lines that go from the HPOP to the oil rails and the crossover line. Now we're not going to be putting the crossover line here today. And it also comes with all the fittings. As you can see on this chart, it shows which fittings go where with very clear instructions and a nice clear picture. I'm actually quite amazed that the instructions are this clear. First thing we have to do is we have to remove the fuel bowl and old high pressure oil lines. Now I had got some footage of removing the fuel bowl, and I rebuilt the fuel bowl, and I was going to do a video on removing it and rebuilding it and reinstalling it. But we had some issues with the camera yesterday when we filmed that, so it didn't work out too well. But there's plenty of videos already on YouTube. Living on Wheels actually did a very good video on rebuilding it. Removing it is quite simple. So let's get to it. Now here you can see the new high pressure oil lines versus the old ones that are on the right. They're much larger in diameter. They obviously will flow much better. The old ones were a poor design that just really didn't do much. They were very small. In my opinion, they were very inadequate. Now, like I said like I said earlier, we're not going to be installing the crossover line, which is the one on the far right, on the bottom one, on the new ones there. But from this angle, you can very well see, even without the protective sleeve over them, they're much larger and they're much sturdier, and they have better fittings on them. The fittings that are included with them are the parts that screw into the high pressure oil pump and the oil rail. Here you can see I've got the HPOP lines hooked back up, hooked up and ready to go. Fittings are in the heads, and the lines are connected to the fittings. Now these were quite a pain to get in there correctly. I had to tear apart half the top of the motor to get it all in there, but we got it done, so that's what matters. Well, we got the high pressure oil lines on, and wasn't a pleasant experience. Unless you've got half the motor tore apart, I don't recommend it. But so our job isn't done yet. We've still got to put the fuel bowl on, so let's get cracking on that. Okay, the first thing we have to do on the fuel lines, these are the ones that go into the injectors. You have to replace these little O-rings like this. These are a one-time use. So you put these on over the barbed, or not the barbed, flared fitting. And when you screw that on to the fuel bowl, it actually starts to be destroyed, but it does seal. So we put one on this side too. And I know you're having a hard time seeing how I'm putting them on, but and please ignore the neighbors yelling in the background and the dogs barking. I don't know if you can hear that, but okay. We also have two more fuel lines. One right here and one right here. They go to the other parts of the fuel bowl. This one is the return line. I think this is the larger, no, that's the smaller of the two. They're two different sizes. Yeah, that's the smaller of the two, I think. And these get their own, or do they? Is that one smaller? Yeah, this one's larger. I don't know if you can see this or not. Are you getting a good shot of this?
Try.
Okay. And they get their own O-rings too. That one fit on there. And this one I'm going to have to replace because, yeah, somebody decided to work it on themselves and half-assed it. I really hate when people half-ass their work, and then I have to deal with it later. Okay, that one's on. Alright, so now we get the fuel bowl. Okay, so these two fuel lines, these feed the injectors. They go to these two ports on the fuel bowl. This one here and this one here. One goes to the driver's side head, one goes to the passenger side head. These over here go here and here. Obviously one's way lower, one of them's way higher. Pretty self-explanatory. Now to get this in here, there's two holes here at the front of the oil reservoir. And you see one bolt's already in there. This other bolt goes in this side, and they go in here and here. Now, so when I put this in, I'm going to put it in, get the fuel lines started at least. There's one sensor that I've got to hook up. That's for the heater, the fuel bowl heater, which you see inside the fuel bowl there, which was a pain in the butt to get that little wire attached. My wife has really small hands, and she's the one that got it, so I give her credit for that. So, I'm not going to film put this thing in, because really, it's boring, and I know you don't want to see it. So, I'm going to get it in, and we're going to get everything hooked back up, all the electrical and everything hooked back up, and we're going to try and crank this thing. So, see y'all in just a few moments. It'll probably take me about an hour to get this done, but for you, it's going to be almost instant. Alright, fuel bowl's in. Still got to tighten down the fittings, but that won't take but a minute. So we make sure everything's good with the filter. Put the filter in. Make sure the O-ring is on the lid. Tighten the lid down. Nice and tight. Guten tight, as they say in Germany. And the next time you see me, the belt will be back on, the fittings will be tight. We're going to hook this baby up with some jumper cables, and hopefully we're going to get her started. Well, we couldn't get it cranked today, but we did get it all back together. We got the fuel bowl back in. We got the high pressure oil lines set up. And she wanted to crank, but I just had to replace the batteries. Unfortunately, I'm out of time. I've got to get back on the road tomorrow. So it's going to have to wait till I come home next time, put 2 new batteries in it, and then get it cranked. Got the radio working. The radio works in it, and as far as I can tell, the air conditioner works. At least the fan does. But yep, it's going to need 2 new batteries. So couldn't get it cranked this time. Next time though, we're going to get it. So until next time, God bless and be good.